I think this has to do with them trying to save carbon fiber for the ZR1.
You call me and say, wait, you're going to take my carbon fiber material because we need... Tony Roma did say at the bash, he's tired of having meetings about not having carbon fiber.
This is not as pleasant of a subject.
Oh, here we go again.
We gotta deal with something else that just came up, and I'd like to know in the comments below if you were affected by this. But on the Mid-Engine Corvette forum, he posted GM daggers the hearts of some previous status 3000 Z06 customers, and this is a big deal. This is not cool at all what GM did. We already know what happened with the ZR1s back in February. They were, okay, you guys can order, and then the orders were placed, and then all of a sudden GM said, slam the brakes on. Nope, these 3000 status orders are going back to 1100 or 2000 or 1900 or whatever the status was, because we have no high wings available. These Z06 customers were all at 3000 status. They all had high wings. They were either Z07 cars or non-Z07 with the high wing and the Z07 Aero.
These are orders that are already in the system.
Yep. And GM decided to push them back to 2000 and said, you have two options. You can take all the Aero off and we'll put your order back in, or you can fix it by going with the non-carbon fiber big wing and Aero and pick the carbon flash painted big wing and Aero, and that'll fix it as well. We need the carbon fiber, or we're all out of carbon fiber. I think this has to do with them trying to save carbon fiber for the ZR1. They should have had enough for both, or they should have restricted carbon fiber on the Z06 months and months ago so that they could have enough for the ZR1, but not deal with it now like they're doing. And on top of that, they also are saying that if you wanted the lovely Seawolf Gray or the lovely Rapid Blue, you no longer can get those with these cars either. So not only do you not get the Aero that you want, but if you had a Seawolf Gray or Rapid Blue color already ordered
in the last allocation cycle,
you're not getting it.
So why? Because they can't reorder the 25s. They have to go to 26, right? So that they can't get those colors anymore.
I think it's because the colors are going away like they normally do early on before the 25s are done. You can still order 25s, but you can't get those colors.
Get those last colors.
Yeah. If anything, they may do like years past, where like the Admiral Blue actually appeared in late 16.
Yeah.
So we may actually see a 2025 in that green. You know, you never know.
Well, that's just, I mean, once you get 3000 status, you're like, oh, I'm set, I'm done. It's accepted, right? Scheduled for production.
Well,
and now it's like you call me and say, wait, you're going to take my carbon fiber material because we need it for the ZR1. That's what you're thinking.
Well, they didn't say that.
No,
but that's what
you're
everybody's thinking for sure. Yes,
So there's a shortage on the labor to make the wings, or there's a shortage on the actual carbon fiber material. Or there's the time to do it. If I'm going to make a wing, I'm going to make a ZR1 wing, not going to make a Z06 wing.
I think this would be the big question. This is what I would ask him. I'd be like, hey, okay, having some familiarity being around manufacturing earlier in my life. So here's my question. Okay, well, first off, who are your suppliers?
Yeah.
Are you contractually obligated to have to take these suppliers? Because usually when you're short on stuff, you can outsource to more companies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies that have carbon fiber. I refuse to believe it's a shortage of material. It's out there.
It's the time and the process to make it. If we're going to,
are they domestic? You know, I mean, are they foreign? Is it both? I mean, what is the restriction here that's preventing you from saying, hey, this company's overloaded, they can't handle this. Okay, hey, you, third-party company, can you do it? Yes, I can. I can fulfill 1,000 orders. Okay, you're on. Next company. You know,
well, Tony Roma did say at the bash,
why they do that.
Tony Roma did say at the bash, he's tired of having meetings about not having carbon fiber.
Well, I'm sure
he's tired of it, and we don't want to have those meetings anymore. But yet they just must have just made the decision: if we're going to make wings, we're going to make them for the ZR1s.
So who's the block? That's the question. Who's the block? They're out there. So who's restricting them from going third party and getting them involved? They went with scrape armor, right? So the company Scrape Armor was around before GM started adopted them, and they said, okay, you're now going to make the protectors for our radiators for us.
Crazy.
So why not just go to one of these other companies out here and say, look, can you assist us? Here's the specs. Can you do it? Yes, you're hired.
Yeah, Rio with an E-Ray said there was the supply shortage and not due, it was not supply, it was due to manpower. So they need the time to, because they got one guy in a back room somewhere stamping out wings, guy.
Since you're down here, it would be really great if you could just sort of.
But here's here's the thing. It's still a supplier, so get multiple suppliers. You've been in business for how long?
Yep.
Don't put all your eggs in one or two baskets. Put all your eggs in like 10 or 15 baskets, because you are a multi-billion-dollar company that needs to supply a lot of carbon fiber to Corvettes and Cadillacs. So to me, it just doesn't make sense.
It's too bad. And just really bad. Bottom line, it's bad for the Z06 guys that want to get one of those two colors with the wing, and now you can't get either one.
Right.
No! God, please, no!
God, just wanted to squeak in under the wire to get like a Seawolf gray car. Now you can't.
Well, this is why places like mine exist. So if I get one in, obviously, you guys, if you don't get your new order, come find me on a used one. I'll get one eventually.
Yep. But that's it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please smash that thumbs up button on your way out. Hit the subscribe button, and we will.